Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hopefully, you are doing well. Happy Sunday and happy 20th of the month, which is also Inspired Day. So, this is a collaboration led by Crafty Owl along with a bunch of her friends. And if you're interested in seeing everybody else's take on the inspiration card to come, check it out. There is a link in the description. There's also going to be a link in the description to the card that inspired us this month. And I am popping it up on screen now. These cards are by Caroline M., and her Instagram information is below. I really like these. I was really inspired by just the simplicity of the color palette. So we are going to do a homage to that. And I think the idea of like a 3x3 card is really nice as a gift card because then you can also punch a hole in it and make it through a bag tag. It's a very versatile thing. I didn't think about them super carefully, but like historically, but I actually did a paper pumpkin that has a 3x3 and I really liked it. So hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. So as you can see by these cards, there's sort of a central floral image and then sort of an accent color that's used for both the coloring the stamp and the background. So we are going to do a similar thing, but because I love fall and brown, we are going to do it more in my color palette. These are 3x6 and they are just out of whatever your favorite card base cardstock is. I decided that I would stick with the white theme. They're scored at 3 inches, as you might imagine. So we have our little card bases. You can use these can either be top folding or side folding, depending on your preference. And if you're like me and sometimes score things not properly, you can just use the longer side on the top and no one will notice. Now, these are some fun embossing panels that I did. It's actually a 6x6 and has some really nice fall leaves. You could certainly ink these if you wanted to make them more the focal point, but I kind of wanted to keep them a little bit in the background. And then I grabbed some of the dies that were in the same collection as that embossing folder because I thought they would work really well. Because I'm not super a floral person, but I thought that botanicals were a great idea. So I also these are some postage stamp dies I've had in my collection like forever. So anyway, so let us put these together. These are probably going to be some of the fastest cards we've ever made, which is why I prepped for two. Um, and I can also just show you how easy these come together. This you could also use a pattern paper, especially if you have a pattern paper from a company that makes pattern paper with coordinating ink. This would be fantastic because you could do the stamped version. But I thought it would be fun to do die cut. I'm going to sort of get the glue, make sure I have enough glue on this. Because these are embossed panels, I tend to use a little bit more adhesive. And I'll just sort of see what makes the most sense to me. So I think I like it like that. What you can do is if you have a heavy weight, like a stamp block, or your cat, because my cat is here as per normal. Like, would it be a video if Lennox wasn't in it? I don't know. But you can just let this dry for a moment and just sort of make sure that the glue is sort of squeegeed around so that it attaches. And then I'm going to work on the second one and just let that kind of chill for a second. And I really like how I cut this embossing panel where this leaf is the focal point, although we're going to glue something on top of it, so it's not going to stay that way. And these are one of my favorite challenges, also inspired, I mean, because it's just really cool to see how everyone takes inspiration differently. This is clearly a very direct homage to the original, but every month there's someone who does something a little bit different, and those are always my favorite. So, whoops. And the nice thing about wet glue is if you act speedily, you can pull up your piece before it adheres. Then you can try again. Of course, these are also handmade cards, so, a few imperfections aren't the end of the world either. So let us just do that. And then I'm going to swap back to this one. Now, the original, what we're going to probably want to figure out is if we like the idea of, I think I like the idea of these a little more flat. both because they're a stamp, which would be flat anyway, but the original has a little dimension in it, I think. But I think I'm going to do this more of a flat look. Anyway, it is up to you. Mostly I'm in sort of feeling the stamp vibe of this. And like many others, I've been was inspired to buy these postage stamps quite a while ago and haven't really used them. So this was a great opportunity to just use this stuff in my stash. So I would say with all the cool Christmas stuff to come, this is a good time to utilize your stash. So I'm going to just glue that one down. I'm going to do the same thing here, and then we will finish these up. I feel like this has got to be like the quickest video ever because these are just a really beautiful, quite straightforward card. With something like this, if you don't like the having like glue dabs, you can also always, whoops, let me, well, I won't do it today, but you can put a little glue on your hand and then just dab this in there, or do the same thing on a silicone sheet if you're a person who does not appreciate having a messy crafting experience. But let's just put this one along like that. I really like how this has this nice curved stem. I really feel like that helps. And then if you use a block like this, basically the excess glue is going to just ooze up and you'll be able to pick it up and get rid of it. Let me just clean my block off quick and then we will put the finishing touches on these. One of my friends recently challenged me to do more clean and simple cards, and I think these definitely fit the bill. But look how pretty that is. You could also ink edge this a little bit, either the postage stamp or the actual die cut, if you want to make either of those things pop. I really like sort of the monochromatic vibe, so I'm just sort of leaning into that today. But there's a lot of options. And I think this is a really good way to get some use out of your smaller stamps or dies that might not get as much love. I think sometimes I tend to forget about them anyway. So that is one. And like these could be just a note cards, or they could be I'm really eager to use them as a gift card actually. Because you could just punch a hole like right there, and then it would be super easy to put these on a bag or on someone's desk or whatever. I'm always a fan of. I don't know. I find like these little kind of cards or tags, which I love too, are just super nice for sort of those like cute incidental gifts that like sometimes you want to leave for folks just to cheer them up a little bit. Cause I don't know. This time of year, particularly, it seems between the holidays and all the other stuff going on that people are always a little more stressed. Plus, I mean, at least professionally, it's always kind of a time when people try and get as much done as they can because everyone knows the holidays are coming soon. Anyway, here's a close up of my two mini cards. Be very interesting to see what other people do with this particular sketch because it feels so flexible. Just imagine how cool this would look with pattern paper, too. So, I mean, there are other options, but I thought we'd go just very clean and simple and straightforward. I really love how this almost looks like it's die cut out because the colors are identical. So anyway, and these small cards are a great way to use up your scraps if you are like me and have a whole bunch. So, just to give you a couple reminders on your way out, please check out the playlist below and you can see everybody else's take on this sketch and check out the original artist. And I always stream on Sunday nights. So, if you are watching this on Sunday morning, feel free to check out the channel if you want to work on some kind of fall project this weekend. So, until next time, I hope you guys all have a fantastic day and thanks for watching.